June 3rd, 2023. I walk to my mailbox and there's a certified letter, return address, Royal Oaks Plantation HOA, final notice. Inside is an invoice for exactly $456,800. The reason listed: non-compliant landscaping, unapproved grass species and height violations, 731 days at $625 per day, plus interest and penalties. I am not in the HOA. My 12-acre parcel has been an out parcel with zero covenants since 1974. I stared at that letter for a full 60 seconds, and then I smiled because I knew this was the beginning of the end for them. Let's rewind to 2020. I bought 12 acres of former farmland right next to one of the fanciest golf communities in the state. I built a 6,000 square foot net zero modern house and decided to restore the entire property to native prairie. Buffalo grass, little blue stem, coneflowers, milkweed. Zero watering after year 2, zero mowing, pollinators everywhere. Looked like something out of a nature documentary. Margaret Harrington, the HOA president of Royal Oaks Plantation, saw it from the ninth fairway and lost her mind. At the next board meeting, she reportedly stood up and said, and I quote from the minutes, "That weed field is a blight on our community image and must be brought under control by any means necessary." The fine started at $100 a day. I sent back a highlighted copy of my deed with a post-it that said, "Not in HOA." They raised it to $200 a day, retroactive, then $500, then $1,000. They filed 4 fraudulent liens against my title that killed 2 separate sales of my own land. By day 731, the balance was $456,800 with 18% delinquency interest. I tried everything reasonable first. Certified letters, cease and desist, even invited Margaret and the board to walk the property line with a surveyor. Margaret refused and said, "I don't need to see your little map. I know what belongs and what doesn't." That's when I went full nuclear. My attorney found Texas Property Code Section 12.002. Filing a fraudulent lien is a felony and triggers treble damages plus attorney fees. So we did something that sounded insane at first. I paid the entire $456,800 under protest to make their lien technically perfected in the eyes of the court. Then we sued for slander of title, fraud, malicious prosecution, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Discovery lasted 9 months and was the most beautiful thing I've ever been part of. We got every text, every email, every recorded board meeting. Highlights included Margaret texting the board, "Fine him until he joins or leaves, he'll fold." A board member asking, "Are we sure this is legal?" And Margaret replying, "Who cares? He has no neighbors to help him." An email chain titled Operation Force Compliance with smiley emojis. The jury took 38 minutes to come back with a verdict: $2.41 million in compensatory and punitive damages. The HOA refused to pay, claimed they were judgment-proof. So we foreclosed on their crown jewel, the 26,000 square foot clubhouse built in 2019 with marble floors, Olympic pool, 2 restaurants, full gym, spa, the works. Appraised at $4.5 million. Auction day was the sweetest moment of my life. Only one bidder showed up, me, through an LLC. Margaret sat in the front row in sunglasses crying as the sheriff handed me the keys. I turned the clubhouse into a 100% free community center. Swimming lessons for kids who've never had a pool, after-school programs, wedding venue for low-income couples, rent $1 a year. Margaret still lives in Royal Oaks. Every single day she drives past children who, in her words, don't belong swimming in what used to be her Olympic pool. Some people plant grass. I planted consequences, and mine grew into a forest.